Good morning, everyone. My name is Anne. Thank you so much for stopping back today to Break for 8. I know it's not a lot of time, but I'm hoping it's just enough time to pause, stop what you're doing, help you regroup, and just re-begin your day from a more stable place. So last session during the meditation part, something just dawned on me, and that is that the word should, S-H-U-L-D, should, is a root word for the word shoulder. I think root word is correct. That's grammatically, meaning that should appears in shoulder. Any grammar people out there? So, over the last few years, one of the words I've really been trying to remove from my vocabulary is the word should. Not that it's a bad word, it's just that I've become more aware of how often I do things just because I think I should. And usually the shoulds are not things that, I want to do or I have time for, but and actually, if I stop and think about it, I realize they're not even necessary, or someone else would say, why are you doing that, right? But they're things that have been ingrained in me, like rules I've made for myself from my upbringing, or maybe even from our culture, or some religious rules I learned growing up. Living with dementia gets busy, if not chaotic, and many choices and decisions just have to be made. And are we making those choices based on what we feel is best, or are we doing things simply because someone else told us we should do them? So how about we try to release ourselves from some of the shoulds today? And I invite you just to simply become more aware of when you say the word should. And then think, ask yourself if the thing you're telling yourself that you should do is even reasonable, because it may be time to let some of those go, because they are not humanly possible when you are immersed in dementia care. Have you noticed that? I'm sure you have. It's very easy for others to tell us how we should live our lives, how we should care for people. But when it comes to dementia, every situation is unique, and every care partner should, I know here I'm saying it, every care partner should have the freedom to make decisions that are realistic and seem right for them. After all, most decisions in dementia are not easy, and most decisions are not going to please everyone. So here's a little story to illustrate. I'm actually working with a family, and it's a beautiful family, loving family. There are 5 kids, and most are in agreement that they would like their mom, who has Alzheimer's disease, to stay at home for as long as possible. But it's getting more challenging and very time consuming, because now she's needing someone to just stand by or help her with basic things, basic ADLs like bathing or toileting. She needs help to remember how to sequence these types of things. And by sequencing, I mean, knowing which step comes next. So, for example, when she's in the shower, she needs to be cued now to rinse off the soap before she gets out of the shower. So that's called sequencing. So one family member is now strongly believing that mom should go to memory care. It's time. And, she would qualify, in my opinion. Now, but the other siblings, they continue to want moms to remain home for as long as possible. And you know what? Neither side is wrong. She would certainly be appropriate for memory care, but at the same time, the advantages of being in a familiar surrounding and staying in her same routine, that's beneficial too. So really, there's no slam dunk easy decision. the issue is that the child who's been designated as the healthcare surrogate now has to make this decision. And it's a decision that is not only not going to please everyone, it could cause some rifts in the family. So many times, when I've been coaching people with dementia or families that are dealing with dementia, I remind them that the best decision may only be 1% better than the other choices. There's a social worker on the internet, and I can't remember her name, who said this, that, sometimes the decision you make is only 1% better than the other choices. So that goes for this situation. There's a lot of options about what could be done. And now the opinions about what should be done are creating a lot of stress for that primary decision maker. And I know that a lot of you can relate to this story. In fact, put it in the comment section if you can. So for our meditation today, I would just like you to just take a moment to think about, a few shoulds that you encounter, either from the opinions of others, or maybe it's even internal pressure you're putting on yourself that usually is the result of deep, deep conditioning over the years. Are there any shoulds that you can begin to let go of? Or if you can't quite get to let go quite yet, are you willing to let them go? Are you willing to let them go? Okay. So just start to get comfy and close your eyes, because today's conversation was a little more heavy. Let's just take a moment to unwind and unburden yourself. Allow the muscles of your back and your shoulders to relax as you notice the surface that supports you. It could be your chair or a comfy sofa. Whatever it is, just become aware of how you are held and supported right now. Please take a deep breath in, filling up the bottom of your lungs, and then exhaling the breath through pursed lips like you're blowing out a candle. Take a few more breaths here at your own pace, just continuing to unwind and to unburden yourself. Often the weight of carrying another person can feel very, very heavy. You're not alone in this experience. There are other care partners who have the same emotions of overwhelm. If you sense tears wanting to come, just allow them to fall. If it's anger or rage bubbling up, just grab a pillow, scream or yell into it. Just take this time and space for yourself to release the weight of the world from your shoulders. Letting go often not only unweights us, but it creates space for practical things like more time in the day, or more intangible things like fewer feelings of guilt or incompetence, or less resentments when we don't feel obligated to do something we can't do or we don't want to do. With your in and out breath, just continue to let go of that weight. Allowing yourself the chance to unload from time to time is healthy, it's normal, even if that involves crying, that involves shouting. Just release the idea that you should be stronger or you should be less emotional or you should not be frustrated. Dementia care is one of the most intense experiences there is, and it is completely normal to feel overwhelmed occasionally, if not consistently. Let's just keep breathing in through your nose, pausing at the top for a moment, and then exhaling in a way that's comfortable for you. Just continue comfortable, nourishing breathing for a few more breaths. Now I'd like you to picture a bowl in the center of your heart. Just a clean, empty bowl. Now imagine the bowl filling up with a warm, fragrant substance. And give the substance a color, a beautiful color, like pink or gold. Imagine the bowl filling up and filling up and filling up until it begins to overflow. It overflows from your heart space and begins filling up your entire body with the most soothing, loving, energy-giving substance as it fills you up. Feel your whole body from the tips of your toes to the top of your head becoming full of this nourishing, soothing, loving substance. And when you take your next breath, on the exhale, let out a big do this a few more times. And just feel yourself let go of some of the weight you've been carrying around on your shoulders. And just gently shift your breath to a few comfortable, gentle in and exhales. And when you're ready, you can begin to slowly open your eyes. If you want to pause here for a few more moments, please do. Otherwise, welcome back. This meditation felt a little heavier to me. It just as the words were flowing through me. And I think even though crying or screaming into a pillow might feel weird, know that it's a totally normal response, and healthy response to someone who has taken on the job of caring for another person. So as you go about your day, the next few days, try to become aware of how often you say or hear the word should, and how that influences how you feel. And then maybe ask yourself how many of those shoulds don't belong to you. That's somebody else's rules. And they're okay to let go. No one's going to die if you let some of those shoulds go. Okay, and I'm kind of feeling a little bit heavy after that, so I'm going to grab my headphones and put on some music to sort of lighten my mood as I kind of reemerge into the day. I ask you to do the same thing. Do something nice for yourself to sort of pick you back up again. And good luck today. You've got this.